What's up, guys? We're back again. It's your boy Wees Games, and with my lovely co-host, my rog to my dog, Ashani. What you making, dude?
A raw to my dog. Hello.
What's up, buddy? How was your
What's good?
weekend? How's your holiday been, man? We've been a couple weeks. We went through 4th of July.
Oh, we have. Shoot. It was hot dog day. It kind of rained, so personally I didn't see the fireworks because it rained that day in Kentucky on the west side, but it was cool. I went to see the grandkids. We played with firecrackers and what's it called? Puppets? The little little sand thing.
Yeah,
it was outside, but it's little puppets. And it was like a super puppet. That was crazy. It was super loud. And yeah, my stepson, their dad, loves fireworks. He like spent a lot of dollars on fireworks, and it was cool. I normally don't like fireworks because that's not the culture I came from. And when I first came here, going on a little tangent already, when I first came here, I was with a bunch of dudes, and I didn't know they fired fireworks at each other. And I'm like, that sounds dangerous, and I don't want to be part of that. But no, they fired fire. They did everything. They like pop, like, bro, I got dreads, like my hair kicking on fire. I was just bitch, but whatever. But that was like the culture. Pop firecrackers at each other. I'm like, that is nonsense.
Bottle rockets, shooting bottle rockets.
Bottle rockets, bro, what kind of, what? No. Like, oh my God.
I remember I used to, I would used to sneak up behind my sister and take a big old stack of firecrackers about that big, tie them all together, and then light it and put them underneath the metal bow and just watch her freak out as they was popping right behind her.
See, that's a heart attack. That's just a heart attack. Nobody realized that? That's just someone dropping dead. But hey, it is American culture, so that's what it is. How was yours?
It was great. Met with the boys. We played some games, grilled some food, just hung out. It rained over in Clarksville as well, but it was hilarious because it started raining right as soon as we started trying to shoot off our fireworks, so they got soaked. So we got a little bit, but it was still fun though. We played a lot of games like Jackbox, and it was pretty fun.
All right, you went to Caleb's for the weekend. Yeah, that's cool. Cool. Alrighty, so yeah, let us know how you guys spent your holiday. But what are we talking about today, William?
I believe that you come to me with a very, very neat discussion point that you wanted to get down, Ashani.
Okay.
Do you remember what that discussion point was?
Man, there's so much on my mind recently, but I believe it was, should we play counterspells in our decks?
That is very correct.
Is counterspells the high EV play? What is the correct thing? Because first I saw, should we play interaction? And then you said to me, interaction is way too wide. You have silences, you have removal, and I'm like, wait, yeah, you can't play the game without that. Then everybody would just be playing turbo. Because, yeah, and I'm like, all right, cool, that makes sense. So the problems are counterspells. Should we play them? Thoughts?
I think we should still. I think
From a man that doesn't like the interaction. All right, let's go. Let's hear it.
Obviously, I would want to be like, yeah, get them out, get those kind of spells out of there. Like, stop removing my stuff. Let me just go back to my Naya Rocco and just fucking zoom, right? But the biggest thing is the game is more than just creature combos, and removal most of the time is creature only. There's very few we have Sage, you have Odawara, Chain of Vapor, I think Into the Flood Maw. There's very, very little non-creature removal pieces that are efficient enough in cEDH that we need counter spells, because somebody tries to resolve a breach on the stack and you go, cool, it's resolved, I'm going to Besage you it, in response, Born Upon a Win, they're just going to go over the top. But they can't do that if you counterspell it. So I do think counterspells are needed, especially with, non-creatures and all that. But I'm going to take a step further. I said, I also think that people don't counterspell the right stuff.
So sort of sets in the counterspell. So are you a believer of, do you interact with the value, or do you only interact when you're losing the game?
That depends on the player. For you, I hate it when you get a fucking Risk of Study out. I really do. I hate it because I know what that's going to mean. That's 100%. You're going to at least have you always have at least 2 interaction pieces in your hand when you drop a Ristic down already. And you're just going to keep on drawing and drawing and drawing because, you know, you've given us a clock that now we have to fucking feed the hell out of you for us to try and push for a win. But I think that, like, if somebody like a random person that's not really built to that doesn't really play to the strength of a control player has a Ristic study out, I think I'm okay with letting them have one, and then I just stop their win. Versus with you, your win is the Ristic study, because the way you make the game go. Like if you have an engine, you're more than likely going to win the game if you have an engine out because of the way you play.
Isn't that everybody though? Isn't that the nature of the game?
You're one of the very few people that I can't just jam into a Ristic study.
Yeah, I've been hearing people say that. I don't agree with that. That is such poo-poo. Such poo-poo.
You run like 67 pieces of interaction in your Rogeshot deck.
I'm sorry, I don't like losing the game. What you want from me?
Your deck
I'm
is
3v1 in the table. What
your deck
do you
your deck
want?
is literally 23 lands, 67 instances and sorceries, and about 5 creatures. Okay.
Snap. That's crazy work. I don't know why. I feel like we're counterspell shaming me.
Well,
even with that much interaction, my take, just like you said, people play counterspells wrong. I agree with you, bro. I think people play interaction wrong. You know, I mean, like, look, all right, I want whoever is listening, do an experiment. Play a game of cEDH and don't open your mouth. Let the spells do the talking. And see, oh my God, and see how this game, it goes mayhem. I did the interaction.
When did you ever do that, Ashani?
So,
what game could have been where you didn't open your mouth?
I will not name the players, but I was playing a game of cEDH with a few of the homies, and I was playing a bad deck. And due to I know I was playing a bad deck, and I was gonna lose this game anyways, I said I will not open my mouth. And let me tell you, I have seen things happen that I did not know could happen in a game of cEDH. We were casting spells when there was no need to cast spells. We were fearing things that needed not be feared. And it was just crazy just to see how people's line of thought is. And there was a comparison made. Like, people said cEDH is like a game of poker. You play the player, and there's some people are like, no, you play the deck. I don't know. I personally don't know which is correct. But counter spells, bro, like we're just talking about me and a Ristic study. I don't believe you need a heuristic study. Because you need me to play the game, right? I'm the control deck. I am not here to win in your jaw like my other players at the table. I'm here for you. And am I not here for you? I'm here for you.
I'm here to win in your jaw. Sir, do I need to remind you the 5 to 7 different Underworld Breach attempts mid-spellcast on my turn?
But that was like after we enjoyed ourselves for like 45 minutes.
It was turn 3.
Well, you know, some days are different. Shoot. But no. But on a serious note, though. Like counter spells, I don't like.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, honestly, like, you don't, like, that's the one thing that I feel like, because I feel like I'm in a good matchup with the decks I play. I'm a good matchup against is the control decks like Rocket Shot. Is because, like, yes, like, I'm going to, because I'm very parasitic. Like, I play very parasitically. I'm going to let you answer the problems, back you up every now and then. But once turn 4 hits, like, I'm dropping my creature comp, and it's hard to interact with my shit.
Creature combos are really hard to interact with. So that's the case, right? Like, if we're gonna say people don't counter the correct thing, why, if we play without them, do you still think one meta is king? Cause we still have interaction, right?
Still have interaction, but like,
someone goes ad nauseum, I go silence, and they're like, no. Then I just have a bunch of cards, and
you got a bunch of cards, and that's fine. But I'm also thinking of like the other times of like Dosin Silence or Degrid Silence or Hexing Squelcher Silence. Well, actually, honestly, I don't think Hexing Squelcher really becomes good anymore because there's no counter spells.
No, it doesn't, right? Because
yeah,
that's a big thing about Squelcher is you can't counter the spell.
But then, like, there's a whole lot more like just random slamming a Thassa's Oracle on turn 3, turn 4. You know, people. I do feel like if we take away counter spells, it's gonna turn the way people play in Mulligan into just even more chaos than what it is. Like, I think it's just gonna be like They're gonna try.
But people don't keep interaction for those anyways. Well, that was the problem with Rockside, right? Oh, we're showing you turn 2 win. All right. Why didn't 3 other players not keep one piece of interaction? If you know the deck that is going to turn 2 is going to turn 2, because they don't care. So at the end of the day, is it a counterspell problem or is it our players are?
It depends, like, because I know, like,
of the game.
So I'll say for me, like, my best chance against a Rockside deck is to like try to mold for interaction, but I can't just mold for interaction. I have to be able to mold for interaction and progression of board. So like, even though if I can't, like, if I was to mold for like free interaction and I don't keep on molding, even at like some points of time, like, I gotta stop and, like, well, this is a progression hand. I don't have any interaction, but I'm praying I'll draw some. And so it's like, in all honesty, it's like, if you're not the turbo player and you're not the control deck, it's hard to mold because, like, I run eight counterspells, but I run like a decent, like, upwards of like 15 to 16 pieces of interaction in my deck, but I run 8 counterspells, and of the 8, only 5 of them are free. And that's if I have a blue card to pitch to 2 of them. Right. One's draw before I get 5 mana, and then the other one is like a mental misstep. So it's, at this point, I guess what I could say is saying that we shouldn't have counterspells because people don't mold right for when it comes to turbo decks. I don't think that's the right call.
Okay.
Because it's hard to mulligan against turbo deck. Like, what I would say would be better is, in all honesty, having some kind of slight stacks piece.
There you go. Right? So stacks, I feel like because of that, stacks gets better.
Yes, but the issue is they don't is the way the stacks pieces work nowadays is there's not a stacks piece that doesn't feel backbreaking to non-turbo deck, and that's the issue. Turn
1 Definite Silence is pretty good versus a spellcaster deck. Now, yeah, are they gonna lose to the creature deck? More than likely, but they're also a creature deck. You're not gonna play a Definite Silence when you're a spellcaster deck. That's not within proper deck building. So if you're playing that kind of stack piece, and that is why I would love for people to not follow them. Like, we're in a thing where it always has been a problem, where we follow the meta. We follow what is winning, right? Instead of going against the curve, we join the problem. And when you join the problem, there's no solution to them. Now, granted, there's some decks, no matter how hard you try, you just can't find a solution for it. A big one is Kinnan. Kinnan, I have been playing against Kinnan and one of the better pilots on Kinnan for a long time, and that's higher. And I have so much reps against that deck that I know what works, but nothing truthfully works against it. You can play a cage and they can still combo through a cage. You can play a curse totem. Sure, it affects them early, only if they keep a creature mana base hand. If they keep a rock hand, the curse totem does nothing. That's the only deck that I can say plays through so much interaction. Nobody play board wipes anymore. So because of that, and due to the change of now everyone is joining like the Rock Ishai campaign, Bowmaster is at an all-time low.
Thank God.
We can now play Cradle decks because nobody's on Bowmaster. All the TNK players all the TNK
control players.
Control and
mid-range.
Grixis players jump ship to Rogishai, so Bowmaster is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Cradle decks are doing really, like, I know.
Yeah.
Against what some people say, in all honesty, like Rock Thrust and Yoshi Thrust, I don't care what you say. Yoshi Thrust is a really good deck.
Strong deck. I agree with that. I don't know what the argument versus both is. I think Yoshi is stronger than Rock, personally. Because red has a better win condition, but white has more combo pieces. And the silence effect is also just a given, so.
It's just because, like, Yoshi's basically like a half step behind Rog. Whereas with Yoshi, you have to cast Yoshi, then play, then next turn play Cradle. Whereas with Rog, you do Rog, Cradle, Creature, turn 1. And
it's just a half step. It's just a half step in the early game. In the late game, I think you catch up.
Yeah, no, I think in mid game, like, I'm pretty sure I kind of like.
You all value them. I really think you do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Specifically because like we have more cradle tutors, and we have an extra untapper and better token makers.
more than one extra untapper. Other than Nature's Chosen, you had the Ready, you have not really an untapper, but it's a doubler, I guess. The 3-drop that anything less than 3, it doubles the trigger.
Downy.
Yeah, exactly.
And technically, if we use creatures like Familial Speaker, Magus Candelabra,
which they all do, right? So yeah.
Captain America doubles those. He untaps those creatures.
Yeah, so I don't think White has more combo potential. So due to that, I think Dog Stress is just better. I think the Rogue Stress is more combo oriented. Even though no one, I think, let me not rephrase because I'm not a Rogue Stress guru, like whoever built the deck, but I would see the Saga creation in a Rock Stress in a minute. Or at least I haven't seen one resolve in a minute. I think that was a good card in the deck. I think it's more storm related. Everybody's on Hidden Strings, Emerald Charm, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's also like a storm version of Dog Crash too. Like there's 4 different really basically like ways, because you got, I say 4 because the 4th one is there, but it's not really there. You have your creature, your Cradle Storm, you got Control, and you have Manual Storm versions. And the 4th one is just an off-meta version, is an Enchantress version, so they're trying to abuse both Cradle and Sarah's Sanctum with the untappers.
That's cool.
And so they have like things like Sithis in there, Argo the End Elder, and like a bunch of like enchantment creatures. Like I think they have like all 3 of the Endurings, which is green, white, blue. They have the Nantuko. They have, but yeah, no.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
But like, in all honesty though, like it's hard for decks like, unless it's a control version, for decks like the Creature Cradle decks to mull for responsible interaction with a good progression, because like unless they're playing a control shell, they're not going to have that much in like free interaction pieces. Like they need to get set up. Like they need like a turn 2, turn 3 to be able to set up and have a like an advantage engine with mana before they can start being able to interact. And because we don't often see turn 5, turn 6, they're seen as parasitic decks, which is why I've dropped down to only 8 interaction pieces, because I've fully accepted the parasitic side of it, to where I'm just like, I'm going to take advantage of other people's things happening and keep low to the table, be parasitic, and do my thing, and it works out for me at least.
Right. So you're changing views. Are you for the counterspells?
No. What I'm saying is like, for the decks, if we're talking about turbo,
for the decks that plays low, it's hard for them to mold to. But I think you can spend your first 7, the second, so you can mold to 5.
Yeah.
Try to find free interaction. I'm not saying you need to find 2. You find a mind break trap on whatever else there is. That's not key. As long as you can play the game, don't find a mind break trap and no land to keep it. Like, be smart about. Like, there's people who, when I was playing Rockside, they're like, I see 3 counterspells and I don't have a game plan, but I'll keep. What? It's a multiplayer game, bro. You can't just stop one deck you hate, and because you hit that deck, you lose to the other one. They're not, good players, or at least, let me rephrase, not good players. I don't think that is a strong move, but they believe, or whatever the thought of process is if I get to the late game, then my deck will eventually get me online. So maybe it's a thought process. I don't know. But
so, like I said, I'm just saying Turbo might be like a bad, like if you're trying to say that we shouldn't have counterspells, Turbo is the main reason why we should.
And I disagree, because I think stacks would see more play. I think because stack pieces would see more play. This might be rude to say it. Let's screw it. I'm going to say it anyways. People don't know how to resolve Necropons. People don't know much about resolving a tight ad nauseum with low mana. Like, I've seen my fair share of players go turn 1 Necro, turn 2 push, lose the game. I'm sorry, that's not how Necro works. You need mana to play Necro. You can't just have 2 lands in play and hope for the best. Now, if you're a seasoned Storm player, go for it. But if you're just starting out playing Turbo, the content creators you see online making it look cool, or when you see someone resolve a Necro and spend the next 30 minutes figuring out their line and get there, that's not everybody. I promise you. That's a very
I-
small
I've-
percentage of people. that
I've
did.
seen more often than not people die to their necro pushes than they have.
Exactly. So, what was my interaction for? What? Do I need interaction at that point? No. Do I need a counterspell at that point? I don't think I do. But they're losing to
But
their
there's,
necros anyway.
I mean, well, but player skill shouldn't mean that we shouldn't have these things.
true. You know what?
'Cause,
That's
like,
true.
Because that can change very quickly.
It can, and it should.
Yeah.
But
And-
I think Stacks sees a home, and maybe because I'm biased to that, I think Stacks sees a home if we take counterspells away. I think we see smarter plays. I think we see. I don't know if we see better mulligan decisions, but I would love to see that. I would love to see.
I think creature combo decks should play like more, like you said, deafening silences, and maybe like maybe not
Absolutely.
curse totem effects, but like maybe Linvala effects. You know,
Oh.
yes, there's people can be so scared. Oh, it can get cloned. I mean,
Take the
so can your
chance.
Oppo, so can your even mind sensor, so can your deafening silence, so can like it doesn't matter. Like if it can be that shouldn't stop you from playing things. Like to take you back to the time when Bowmasters first came out, there were so many cards that people Fairy Mastermind right now is it's basically in every blue deck now, right? But well, hang on, I always play Fairy Mastermind in my blue decks, and then here's why: is because I knew even though Bowmasters was scary and could kill your Fairy Mastermind, it was still worth having because of how strong it was.
Right.
But people was like, oh, well, what if you Bowmaster it? It's the same thing as like these things that, what if you clone it? What if you clone it? Your deck, if you're playing these pieces, your deck should not be shut down by these pieces. And honestly, God, like I technically could play Linvala in my list, my Holding list at least, because guess what? Oh no, you stopped creature activations in my creature triggered ability deck. Like,
I just think we need to just go back to some more logical thinking. I think I just think we don't need to go back to some meta busters, bro. Like, okay, your versus a Grixis pod. You know what you need a ball for. If you can see, you need to see at least a turn 2 stack piece. If it's Dranes, if it's Null Rod, if it's Stony Silence, Blind Obedience, you know, whatever it is. It's there. I promise you it's there. So I think if we just take out counterspells out the deck, I think we might have a different. I think the format looks different. And I don't think in that format Turbo is king.
I don't think. Here's the thing: Turbo's, in my opinion, like the only Turbo deck that's been good was Rockside, but that was back in Dockside days.
Correct.
When's the last time you see Rockside win a tournament?
Rockside is still one of the top 4 decks known in top EDH top 60. It's still in the top 4. I don't see where. I don't see how.
I've not seen a Rockside deck in a top 16 in a long time.
I haven't, but the data shows people are still doing their thing with Rockside.
Yes.
I agree with you, bro. I put down Rockside, and that was my bread and butter for the longest. I can't beat this Angel's Grace card, bro.
I love this card. I love that card so much.
I can't
love
beat
that little
Angel's
card
Grace.
so much.
I can't. I am so tired of the silences, and then every time I gotta go over the top, and I have to be worried about one card because I fold to it. I fold to a timely silence, and I fold to a timely Angel's Grace.
Well, that's. I mean, to be fair, you're playing a deck that does the same thing now.
That's why I had to change. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no. Like what I'm saying is like you're still playing a deck that folds to a well-timed silence.
Rocky Shine?
Yeah. 100%.
Because
Once you've committed to your combo,
You mean like that? Sure. If you come into my combo, you silence me at a breach, and for some ungodly reason I have no interaction, you get me, and I still pass the turn and do my thing after. That card called Flash Photography is a silly card. It costs a lot of mana, but it's a silly card.
I don't like it. I'm not gonna. I don't play it. I don't play it. I don't.
Bro, you
but
need
I
to
also-
play ESG, so I don't know.
I play ESG. I don't play it in Holland, but I play it in Dog Trash.
You should start playing it. The first time I saw you put that ESG on their
Hey.
combo, so I'm like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
growing
You
so
said
fast. Look at them.
yeah.
That's
That ESG could have been something better where I did.
But yeah, okay. I guess that for me, I thought that would have taken longer, but clearly, I guess the concise is, I don't know what we came to agreement with.
I don't think there is and that's the thing is like we don't have to come to agreement on everything, right? I
No,
still
that's
think
true.
that we both.
Yeah.
I still think we both have strong points in each one of ours. Like You think, well, for your end, it's just like, then nobody plays it correctly. I don't need it half the time because people can't play their wins correctly. And like, I lose to a card that can't even be countered anyway. So why do I need counterspells if that's what I'm losing to?
Correct.
And I'm still like, well, the issue is like, the only interactions we have after counterspells, it doesn't matter because we have so much flash effects that we're just going to bury your interaction points on the stack. And we need counterspells to be able to stop you from doing that. But let us know in the comments. We're going to go to a second topic here in a second. Let us know in the comments which side you choose. The side A is for Ashani's side where we need to get rid of counterspells, and side B is my side for where we need to keep counterspells. Okay?
Counterspells are bad, bro.
Which is crazy that the control player doesn't want counterspells, and the player the creature combo that hates counterspells wants them to win the whole game.
If I could not play counterspells, bro, I'll play stacks every day of the week.
And that's why I need counterspells to stay in this game.
I put stacks every day of the week.
But
oh my god, let me play Hulk again, please.
You can play Hulk.
In what meta? And win? You're silly.
No, dude, we built a Hulk deck. It was good.
That deck was convoluted and weird. And it was turn 4 when we were trying to figure out how to make an
it was not
meta.
turn 4. You just refused to go by what the deck's design. You wanted to, you kept on pushing. You cannot.
Like, we're gonna draw the land shot, believe.
Hey, what did we do? What did we do? We drew the land. We drew the land.
That way. Remind me of a friend that played Dargo back in the day. He was like, bro, just believe the land is on top. I'm like, bro, you're keeping a no land there. What are you telling me?
Land's on top.
Bro, you see the sacrifice, bro? It goes, bro. I'm like, you're cracked. You see this way I cannot play any spells? Hand is gas, drew the land. I'm like, whatever, bro. I'm not praying to the gods for a land drop. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it.
That was wonderful. But yeah, so just let us know A or B, and then we'll tally up, and whoever wins gets to make the other person play a deck for a certain amount of time.
Lord.
But on to our next topic, though. Speaking of decks and what we've talked about, you've brought up something very important, and I think that I want to hit on. As old generation CEDH players, we've had two separate philosophies on playing a deck. You've always played a deck that can either beat the meta or is the meta. Correct. You know, because you swap from Gitrog to Corvo to Rogside to Nadu. Now you're on Rog Ishai and Rog Pass. Where I've basically kept the same 2 to 3 decks my entire career.
Yeah.
Rocco, Holland, and Dogpass. And so the differing philosophy is should you continuously evolve your decks and evolve as a player, or should you master a deck and become a specialist in these metas?
Okay. So should you be a jack of all trades or a master of one? What's your view?
My view perfectly is if you keep when you're starting in, because this is for the new players, right?
Right.
As O generations, we've come long enough to where we can start mixing and messing with decks and commanders and all that, to where we have our bread and butters, we have our play style, but now we can test and check out things, because now we have by playing these decks against these decks, we know what they can do and understand what we're looking for in them. Versus if you're a new player, I personally fully suggest that before you pick a deck, you look at each deck on Moxfield, go through the combos, go through Melgans, go fish the heck out of all of them, and then pick your deck, and you hone and you play that deck, and you don't change the list even 10 cards for the first 50 games. And I believe that. And I believe that if you keep practicing that deck till you become a master of that deck, you're gonna be a lot better, because the way you play one deck, some of it, at least 30 cards will be in every single CEDH deck, no matter the color pie. At least 30.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pick, and of those 30, you will have a range of where you like to go. For me, I like creature-based things. Mm-hmm. So my pie stay green, so that it flows more towards the creatures than the rocks or the lands or anything like that. You like your artifacts, so you've evolved your shit around Azorius and Jeskai almost nowadays.
Yeah.
Find what you like. find your playstyle, and then pick a deck that is the most streamlined of that playstyle. Become a master of it, and then if you want to branch out after that, that's whenever you can evolve your skill and become and choose. But I fully believe soul bounding to a deck is what I call it. Soul bonding to a deck is the way to go when you're starting off. What about you, Ashani?
I think I agree with your statement also, but for this I'll say, when we wherever we came from, we start with playing Magic the Gathering, and whatever you enjoy about this game, I believe it's what you should go towards. If you're playing 60 cards and I assume you saw a deck on someone's content channel on YouTube and you're like, I like this deck. This is up my alley. Okay, then look through, then you go online, you'll know what database or wherever you need to go, and you look through all the things that are Storm related. Or you look through everything that is related to stacks or turbo or mid-range. And then you come down to the point of, what do I enjoy about Magic? Do I like destroying creatures? Do I like destroying lands? Do I like to win on turn 1 or turn 2 or even turn 0? And if you like these things, that's what you build towards. And you find a deck that does that. And you just carry on from 60 cards to this to EDH. Just find what you enjoy. If you enjoy it, find a deck that does that. Now, to the hyper-competitive people, there's a different thing. You should play what you believe is the best. Now, everyone, I think, goes through a growing pain of they want to be known for a deck. I think it's just a rite of passage if you play in our format for a while. I want to be the Golgari guy. I want to be the John guy. I want to be whatever guy or whatever archetype you want to be. Or you just go from there because you want to be a specialist in that deck. That part is great. After you found what you enjoy about Magic, being a specialist is how I think you learn the format. I sadly came from the house of Nexus, which was the people who had the if you're been around that long, we had a Discord where for you to join our Discord, you have to pick a deck at the moment, which tells you the database is still around, from the cEDH database, and you had to play that deck. First it was 6 months and then that was too much, but for 30 days you cannot change the thing from it. And that taught you what cEDH is, and that taught you the format. After you have learned these things, then you can take the next step of building a deck or doing anything. But you first have to learn what the format is and how the format plays. And I think when you learn that, you can do whatever you want after that, man. But you gotta learn. You can't play 1,000 decks and you don't know how 1,000 decks work. As William said, everything at the end of the day is the same 30 cards. After the same 30 cards, then it's every color pie, I think it's come down to the same 80 cards. So when someone is like, I built this deck, or I'm the one that I'm like, bro, you're playing maybe like 10 different cards. It's the same deck. It's whatever. End of the day, it's your spice. You know, there was a time where people were like owning decks and this is my stamp. And it's crazy work. Everybody's on the internet looking at someone for inspiration. And then when you take that deck for inspiration and you know been in the format, you know how the format works. You know, make those changes to whatever deck you're playing. But you first have to learn how the format works. I always think for a new player, if you're new to Magic, don't play blue. I think blue is more of an advanced color. I could be wrong, but you can't play blue when you don't know what to interact with or what to counter. You just make silly mistakes, like what we talked about earlier. Don't play blue. Play a non-blue deck. You need to learn your windows, you need to learn how the game flows, and you need to know when not to do something versus when to do something.
I hate to say this, but Mardu is a really good deck to start off with, in all honesty.
Mardu is, other than after you learn how Mardu combo works, Mardu I think is one of the better colors to start off with. You have a way to say, I play this Grand Abolisher. You know, now we have a bunch of channel spells, but before then, You play the Grand Abolisher or Silence. You say no, and then you present a win. You don't care about if you're feeding a Ristic Study or not. This is what is happening. And that was great. In other colors, you don't really normally have that option. Your option would have been Dosing and hope you get there. And that was 3 mana. Nobody plays City of Solitude, even though that has been around for ages.
I used to play it in my Rocco list.
I think, hot take, I think we need to care about more cards in that to stop the flash meta. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. Dangerous play, but it happened to be in a game. I think it was me, you, and LJ. And LJ was like, code for 3. We had like a 20-minute stack. And I'm like, there's no way this madman is going to go get a Dosen on someone else's turn.
It was
to
mine, I
stop
believe.
me from winning the game.
It was mine.
Because he was, so if you didn't win the game, he was the next one in turn cycle. And I'm like, there's no way he's doing that.
And that's
I
what
let
he
it
was
resolve. And it was like, yeah, get the Dosen. I'm like, you're a crackhead. But you know what? Upside, that was a great play. If I didn't have literally an auto warrior or something to channel it, I would have lost to you. Because you went to turn, because this silly man is playing Edric and drew 4 cards and was going to combo in my jaw after I just spent the last 20 minutes fighting him. So I was out of interaction. I was out of everything. Out of interaction, out of mana, out of everything.
You had just enough to stop me.
I just had enough to like auto warrior the damn Dosen to start my win attempt again. Yo, tech or not, guys, we need to start playing these cards. Go put like a Teferi into play, man.
5-man Teferi is gas, honestly.
I think that's if everybody's complaining about Flash is a problem, take it in your own hands. Play these
honestly, I'm thinking about putting 3 Fairy in my decks because I play those colors anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't normally say Fairy goes with Kitten, but it doesn't have to. It can just be another silence effect.
I mean, if we're putting in Thrash decks, if we're playing Thrasios decks, we can put Kitten in. But I think, honestly, because we don't have the mana crypt anymore, I don't think it works as well. Well, we can do Mana Vault, Toe Ring.
You can play those cards for Kitten. I don't know, I argue with one of my friends against Kitten so much, I just try to stay away from that card. I don't want to.
I know the friend. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not trying to
has he been,
boost him in any way or form.
Has he been trying to say Kitten's the best card printed for like
since the minute Kitten was printed, bro? It was like, it's the best card. I'm like, bro, the card is okay. And now there's like a Kitten movement.
What's crazy is like if you add Kitten to your deck, I think you'd probably like up your win percentage at least by 20.
In what, Rocky Shine? What am I flickering?
Your rocks to reset them for mana. You have
for 4 mana.
Yeah,
I barely get to resolve a Scar and pass. Barely.
I wonder why you barely get to resolve a Scar.
The world would burn if I attempt to put a Kitten and pass.
I personally think the reason why Kitten will be good for you is because how much fucking clone y'all play. So you play Kitten, you go off, you make a bunch of mana, you get to a set and win point, and then now you're able to flicker your clones and just clone an outlet for your mana that you made and just win the game that way.
Great. They play a lot of clones. I don't. I only play Imposter Mac. I even cut Clever from my deck.
You're not on Clever? It's a Ristic Study. That's what you're trying to do in Rocket Shot. You're trying to make Ristic Studies.
4 Ristic Studies is enough. Let's calm down. Like, this thing of making Ristic Studies have been getting out of hand. I need 3. I need 2. I don't need any more than 2. Anything after that is nonsense. But, yeah. Maybe. I've been thinking about Urza.
Like Mono Blue Urza?
Yeah.
Honestly, Urza is kind of hot. As in the 99?
Yeah, in the 99. I've been
in the 99 of Rocket Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then
that treasure stuff for blue.
Your treasures.
And then when I resolve a Tithe, I then clone like a Cabbage Merchant.
Yeah. Urza is just the blue cabbage. Well, yeah, Urza is just blue cabbage merchant.
Urza is just my blue cabbage merchant. Yep. But I'm like, do I not need to play a token maker? But there's no good tokens that whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I get to make a body. They're all like 6 mana. Shark Typhoon, Meticulous, something. There's no good token makers. Like the best thing I have is Trail of Evidence, and that's 3 mana.
So Shark Typhoon, but you also gotta think like you also, what is it? there's something that you can do instead of token making, because like Spoiling Tithe, you make tokens with Spoiling Tithes. There's some blue cards you make tokens with.
Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, that's the key part.
I don't think it has to be whenever you cast a non-creature spell.
Okay, it either needs to be whenever I cast a non-creature spell or whenever I draw a card.
You being in Jeskai is what makes sucks, because I know like several green.
Oh, green has it for days. Yeah.
Yeah.
My problem is being in Jeskai.
Wait a second. What if we made a Bant version of Ragyashai?
Okay. Stop it. I'm not going down this rabbit hole with you on a podcast. I'm not doing it with you.
Okay, sorry.
This is why recently my brain has been on the 3-drop colorless creature.
Academy
Manufacturer. My brain
that would
has
be
been
hot.
so locked on. I'm like, yo, Academy Manufacturer goes hard with anything that I make.
Because you're basically doing what, because
I would better be what Cabbage Merchant is doing as a deck.
Yeah, you just look at the color stuff that Cabbage Merchant has that makes tokens, and you put it into your deck. And then you can like you're trying to find a way to get to Urza fast.
Right.
But you don't want to fully commit to the Urza.
Right. So I'm making again a subpar deck because I don't play these cute cards.
I think Urza's actually really good. I don't think that it's bad.
Not that great though. It's good, but it's not great.
But I
have to cut Curse Totem. And that's not
But
happening.
to point something out, this right here for new players, this right here is how you should play the game. Instead of building a new deck, take the deck you're playing and be like, what's this new strategy I can do in the deck? And is it more optimal? And that's what Ashani is doing. He's now adding a Urza strategy into his Ragyashai deck to see if it's more optimal.
I think everything is always worth testing. You just need to be willing to accept that the card is bad.
I will always say, if you ask me for advice, I would say 100%. The 99 can always change out. What I'm more worried about is that commander stays the same. Because if you can't keep the same commander, how can you commit to something to learn it if you can't understand what the commanders are?
Right.
Because if you keep on changing your commanders thinking it's going to make you better, it's not. Because as somebody that's changed decks recently within the last year, I went from Turbo Naya into mid-range Bant. And it took me a while to understand fully that the play style of the deck is completely different than what I'm used to. And I had to change my mulligans. I had to worry about mulliganing, right? So like that's the biggest thing. Is like you really don't understand how different, and that's what you have to do, is you have to be like, okay, this is a completely different deck. I have to mulligan completely differently. Holy crap. Now I have to spend even more time learning this shit when I could have just stayed with the same commander and changed out some cards.
Right. And that's where, like, you know, the argument, the discussion we're having, where is it better to play multiple decks? Because you play multiple decks, you see how that deck plays, you gain more knowledge because you know how that deck works, and due to that information, you now know how to play against that deck. Right? That's like the upside of playing multiple decks, because you know how every deck works. You play TNK, you put a little time into TNK, but don't play a deck don't say, I want to play this deck for 3 days. Unless it's just a bad deck, it's just a bad deck. Like if it's something you brew or whatever. But don't play a deck for 3 days, and then by the end of the week, you're like, okay, deck is trash, move on. Why is the deck trash? Like, break it down. Why is it bad? Did you track your games? Did you see what you lose to? Did you lose the seed order? Did you have control of what you are losing to? There's so many variances in a 4-player game. It's hard to just call a deck bad. If we're gonna go on a higher level of that, I don't believe the top tier players, I don't think, and this might be selfish of me, but I don't think those players consider variance something that they need to play around. You get what I'm saying? Like the Freedom Waffles of the world, the Jormans of the world, the cream of the crop.
You don't think they
believe in variance. I don't think so.
Oh, I'll get what you're saying. It's like they don't believe that what they can lose to it. Like I understand, because
they can't lose to an unknown. Like they can lose to an unknown, but that's very unlikely for them to lose to an unknown due to their politics style or due to whatever they use in their arsenal for that not to happen. This is where these are the players that is called not causing, but navigating these 11-hour games and these resource management games where everybody has a sponsoring ties, everybody has touristic studies, and now you need to keep track of everything. You need to bury this on the stack. You need to respond to this trigger while this trigger is on the stack. These are the players that is causing that, because instead of just, all right, I lost the game, guys. Like, I can't do anything. No, I'm gonna make this elaborate deal so we can still continue to play the game. Is that good? Yes, but it leads to this playstyle of now we're gonna end up on a stack where everybody has everything, and now what? Is it the better player that wins on that stack? Like, I don't even know how those stacks resolve, bro. I don't know how those games really end. And maybe that's maybe my weaknesses now, where how are we playing games for like 11 hours, bro? Like,
and it's not even that they was playing the whole game. That was basically a stack war.
That was just exactly. Like, maybe I need to start watching more like of these finals tournaments. But like,
maybe.
I remember when people just say, "Hey, here's a turn 2 basalt and a killing, bro. You got something?" No? All right, cool. We're dead. Now we're like, hey, I got this card. Don't play this basalt because I see. And people are like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I trust you. I trust you.
Cool. I won't play this basalt, bro. Like, show me a piece of interaction. I won't play the basalt. What? Why?
No. Like I want y'all to skip y'all's turns and not interact with me.
Let's not go down that road. That thing has drawn me insane. Even though I have been trying it, when I say the words, it burns my throat. It's like I feel like I'm just disrespecting humanity.
Dude, I've gotten hit with that how many times now by other players, and what's always been my response.
Yeah, bro, we hold hands together and we skip down the road because we're losing together, bro. Like, we skip hand in hand. Like, what do you want from me? You want me to do what? There was a guy I played with. He was like, I can interact, but I need you to pass your turn. And I was willing to agree with it, but I said, I need to play a land. And he was like, no, just pass your turn. I'm like, you're saying I can't play a land when I have one land in play? He was like, yes. I'm like, bro, I'll catch an L. What are you doing? I can't play a land?
Let's lose together.
Bro, we'll lose hand in hand, friend. And we sure do. We sure did.
Oh, man.
I can't play a land? Bro, you're crazy, man. I'm willing to time skip myself, but I can't play a resource? GG. We're taking this game to another level. And it needs to stop.
It is ridiculous.
But what else is there to say? We're saying is don't play counterspells. That's what I'm saying. Counterspells are bad. And play more stack piece. Stacks is cool. Do you not what happened to all my people out there? Do you not enjoy your players suffering? Do you not enjoy resolving a Archon of Emeria and hear the grunts from your other opponents?
Well, the issue, Ashani,
you know what gave me?
They get those groans and complaints whenever you resolve a third heuristic study. So that's why they
same thing, bro. You know, I have missed the expressions of me resolving obliterate that can't be interacted with.
Or an out of time.
My God, it brings so much joy to my soul when they're like, "Hey, let me read this out of time," and they're like, "Oh." So it's all my creatures? They can't go by the... Oh, okay. It has how many? 13 turns? I'm like, bro, please stroke my ego just a little more. It's so beautiful.
I don't think I've ever called you like that when you resolved an out of time with 12 phase out counters. I think that was the worst names I've ever called you in a game.
12 counters. And I'm like, bro, you play interaction. You have chain of vapors. Like, why do you care? It's always a player that's behind, that's always willing to fight over an out of time.
Mm-hmm.
They have
it was hilarious because at that same turn, like I had a Grand Abolisher in hand and I tutored up a Besage You. And you thought I was gonna just Besage You the out of time with just raw dogging it. And that's when I resolved the Grand Abolisher.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you went Grand Abolisher and then we did something We were fighting over that.
And then somebody else said,
and someone said, hey, chain of vampire all the time. I'm like, bro, you have one creature under this all the time. And he had 7. And you want to give him 7?
What's crazy is he would have won if he would have chained a vapor in the right sequence.
Whatever. I don't care if I won or not. That was incorrect. But anyways. All right, so let us know. Let us know what you're thinking. You want to...
I mean, just like I said, you know, I'll just repeat. Side A for Ashani's on let's get rid of counterspells or icky. And then side B for, like, you know, the Giga Chads and the ones that actually understand that counterspells are needed. That way we don't have to play. That way we don't have to play with these stinky stacks, and we can actually play a game of Magic.
Bill, give me no rods. Let's go. All right. Well, that's another episode down. Let us know in the comments. Spread the word. We have a Twitter, I believe. Yes, we have a Twitter. Dig Through Time. Follow us on Twitter. Be a little more. Back on Twitter, I took a break. The social media life was brain rotting me, but I'll get back on it. So yeah, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter too. Jamaican Dude and are you on Twitter? Weez Games. There you go. And Discord, same handles. We're in Critical.
We're in a lot.
I'm only active in, well, active is a strong word. I don't know if I'm active in anything, but I am. No, that's a lie. No, that's not a lie. I'm not active. I play games in Critical. He plays games in Critical. There's nowhere else I play games at the moment. Why are you looking at me like that? Is it that a private server? Do I play anywhere games anywhere publicly? Don't look at me like that. Anyways, join us there if you want to catch us on the game. DM us on Twitter. I'm not advertising coaching for me because I'm washed. I just have a lot of knowledge of the game, but I'm not. I would call myself a tournament grinder at this present moment. But yeah, that guy is a Rocco guy. If you want to know Turbo Rocco from him, it was like he might be washed now too. Hit him up.
I'll have to see. But yeah, no, actually, honestly, if y'all think we should do coaching, let us know. I guess I don't.
I
don't honestly. I mean, but and also let us know if y'all think that a Patreon would be a good idea for us. We've been looking into it, maybe. So yeah, just remember to like, comment, subscribe, give us a follow. Follow our handles once again: twitter.com/digthroughtimecedh. And of course, I have my Twitter handle.
That is wrong. It's x.com.
Okay, whatever.
I don't. He's okay. He's new to this. Give him time.
X.com/cEDH, and then of course you got me at my handle as Weez Games, Ashani his handle as Jamaican Dude, and then of course Discords. You can find us in Critical EDH mainly. I'm in a lot of different deck servers, so like you'll see my name here and there. I'm in the Yoshimaru Thrasio server. I'm in the Rocco server. I'm in a lot of them. Yeah, but no, just hit us up if you have any questions. We'll be more than glad. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the videos out. Let everybody know what's going on. And hope to see you next time.
Tell your mama, tell your papa. Bye.
Bye.